What an awful 41 points against the Denver team playing without two starters. And at the break, it's 53 to 41. Grant Napier, Ryan in Sacktown, soon to be joined by Jerry Reynolds. Not looking good for Sacktown. Not looking good.
Not looking good, but not looking bad, Grant. Nuggets only 53 points in the first half. Jokic,
Yeah, but they're
fairly
without
quiet.
two starters.
They are without two starters, but they are doing a good job on Jokic. And quite frankly, the Kings just aren't hitting shots. If a few shots fall, they're not in bad position.
Well, I'll be surprised if the Kings score 100 points in this game.
Fair.
I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if they score 100 points. And I'm telling you right now, Denver's going to score 100 points in this game. I can guarantee you Denver's going to score at least 47 points in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. I don't disagree with that. But I think something's coming from the Kings. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but you're not going to see another 41-point half.
Well, only 3 of 15 from three. And we talk about that so often, Ryan, right? Like we mentioned, when they're not making threes, they can't beat you any other way. And we bring in Jerry Reynolds now. Jerry, 41 points in the first half, and a Denver team playing without two starters, including, Murray. It's a very manageable game, as Ryan was saying. It's only 53 to 41. But boy, the offense, and we just lost Jerry there for a minute. Jerry, can you hear us? All right, I'll put Jerry back. But, Ryan, the Kings are going to need to score at least 60. I think they're going to need to score 65 points in the second half to win this game.
Yeah, at least, Grant. I think you're spot on, and it's doable. We've seen them have halves bigger than that. And also, Grant, the assists, they only have 5 assists, and that's because of the poor shot making. But definitely they need to just make sure that they're hitting their shots. They're playing inside out, Grant. That's what Mike Brown's asking of them tonight.
And too many turnovers also. The assist to turnover ratio, not good. Not good at all.
It's not been very good for a few games now. Just the Kings, really, the pressure. Teams are pressuring them a little more and pushing them off of the three-point line.
Again, the Kings played last night. They lost. And here's another reason why I'm not very optimistic. Fox played 40 minutes last night. Sabonis played a lot of minutes. All right, let's reconnect with Jerry. Jerry, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it looked like it's obviously a very tired team. Couldn't make any shots. Not much energy. Probably couldn't play a lot worse offensively. And as I think you guys pointed out, I mean, really the game's within reach. So, you just go out and play an above average offensive half, and you're going to have a chance to win this ball game. Denver isn't playing particularly well either, I don't think. But, so, hey, not very much fun to watch. Very, very, very un-Kings-like activity. And same could be said for Denver. They're just playing a little better. But, all the unforced turnovers by the Kings just really shows you the timing and the probably tired legs, not trying to make excuses, but it's true.
It's true. And listen, I get the fact that Denver would not look as good. They're without 2 key starters, including their point guard, Jamal Murray. So that adds up to me. That makes sense to me. I get Denver not looking that good. But I was just telling Ryan, I think the Kings are going to need to score at least 65 points in the second half to win this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that because, Denver's going to score more. They're going to ramp their off. They're going to start getting Jokic even more involved. I think, he just plays the game. And right now, he's getting Gordon baskets and other guys really involved, especially the bench guys. So, I think we could be in for a really good game. I just think it's one of those nights to where, gosh, the shots aren't going, as you know, but just being in Denver with the altitude and especially really, and I hate to make excuses, but I think there is one when it's a back-to-back and you're going to Denver. It's a little different than if it was from Denver to Phoenix.
Yeah, I would agree. The altitude is an issue, and I think it's not uncommon to see teams get off to slow starts, and Sacramento did that. I don't have any confidence in the Kings in this second half because I look at what Fox did last night, playing 40 minutes, Sabonis logging a lot of minutes, and I don't see it. I don't think the Kings are going to score 100 points in this game. I think they're going to lose this game about 107 to about 95.
Well, I think the best chance they've got is to get huge production from other guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles. I mean, somebody's really got to have what you say. They got to have a game, really put it together. And certainly we've seen that happen. And I think that just has to happen. I don't think Domas and Fox can carry them to a win tonight. They're going to have somebody really have a nice half.
Ryan, what do you think's going on with Keegan Murray?
Grant, he just looks tired to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Just flat out tired. He looks like he's ready for the All-Star break, and rightfully so. He's been playing really hard on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, this team is limping into the break. We've talked about it beginning with that Cleveland loss. Then you come home and lose to a bad Detroit team, beat this Denver team on the second night of a back-to-back, and then you lose the first 2 games of this road trip. I mean, this could be a real disaster going into the All-Star break. If you do lose this game, you're currently 8th in the West. You'll go into the break 8th in the West. But, now you're starting to lose distance with the top 4 teams. I mean, the top 4 seeds right now, barring injury, with only, 28 games after tonight, it's probably not going to happen. And the thing that you have to avoid right now, guys, and we keep on talking about this, you're okay. Just be 5th or 6th. If you're 5th or 6th, that's fine. Do not be 7, 8, 9, or 10. And, the Kings are trending that way, and you don't like it to see them trending that way.
No, one thing I'd say too, obviously we know the schedule turns the last 28, 17 home, 11 on the road. But I think the big thing that's important for this team now is, coming out of the break, keep your confidence. Don't let, obviously the basketball hasn't been really they haven't played as well as they should and could, but the coaches, I think, have really got to get these guys to understand, there's plenty of time. Just go win your home games and a couple of road games, and you can be back in the thick of it. And so there is time, but your point's accurate. I mean, there's too many good teams. Those top 4 aren't going to slip. I don't think.
Not barring injury, they're not.
Yeah, so you're really fighting probably for 6. That's really, and you can get there, but you're going to have to play better basketball than they have, and better basketball than they played last year just to get to 6th.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Jerry. And we talk all season, or we've all talked about the teams that if the Kings ran into them in the playoffs, we feel like they might have a chance. That list is shrinking very quickly because the Phoenix Suns are now on the other list.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and I mean, now the good point is, if there is such a thing, is that list could change as we go. I mean, but you're exactly right talking about current, but we know in a month, injuries, teams getting disjointed, that can change. And so I think basically what the Kings got to focus on is just themselves. You guys focus on what you can do and what you can do better. You can't control what the Clippers are going to do.
Well, this would be huge if Sacramento could rally and somehow beat this Denver team. But I think there are a lot of things going against them. This Denver team is obviously the defending world champs. They've lost 2 in a row, and they lost badly at Sacramento, at Milwaukee. Michael Malone is zeroing in on that at halftime. We know that. I guarantee you Michael's not happy with the way the game went from his perspective either, even though they're without 2 starters. I just think you're going to see I don't want to say good, but I think you're going to see a different Denver team in the second half. And I think the Kings are wilting. And I don't know why I would expect their offense to become that much better in the 3rd and 4th quarter based on what I just saw in the first 2 quarters. Are they capable? Yeah, they're capable. But based on the fact of all the minutes that their regulars played last night, I think it's more unlikely than likely.
Yeah, you're probably right there. I mean, I do know this with basketball players, you get a couple shots to go in.
Yeah.
And, momentum is such an amazing thing. And we've seen it both ways over the years. And this Kings team is, they haven't made a 3-point shot, hardly.
No.
And they get a couple to go down, things can change. And that's what's got to happen, actually. They've just got to start making some shots to have a chance. And we'll see. And like I say, I think Fox and Domas, I mean, they are who they are, but I just don't believe they can win this game for the Kings. They're going to Keegan and Harrison or Trey Lyles or Monk. Somebody has just got to got to put one together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this really quick, gentlemen. Whichever team can get to 107 points first. The last 4 games for the Nuggets, they've scored 112, 114, 106, and 95. I'm looking at those 106 and 95s. So if they don't show up, this Kings team, if they make a run, I don't know if Denver can respond. So third quarter.
I would agree with that. I think that's a very good point. I would think 107 does to win this game. I do think that's the case, but I don't think the Kings are going to get to 100. So I gave you my prediction. What do you guys think?
Well, I agree with Ryan. I mean, I think it's that simple. I think 107 wins. Of course, I also think the Ralph Lawler rule will come into play. The first team to 100 will win it.
Yeah, but you think the Kings are going to win this game, Jerry?
No, I really don't. I want to be wrong so badly, but I just don't see the energy there. And as you said, I know Mike Malone well enough as you do, and there's probably a couple of guys might get yelled at a little bit, get their feelings hurt there at halftime here in Denver.
Oh my gosh.
The Nuggets have not lost 3 games in a row all year. Malik Monk didn't look great in the first half. It's going to be the Nuggets night.
By the way, tomorrow, I want to let everyone know at 5:00, Jerry Reynolds will be joining us. So that's tomorrow. We're going to talk about not only tonight's game, we're going to be talking about the ebbs and flows of what we witnessed in the first 50 games plus, and we'll look ahead to the stretch run after the All-Star break. So that is coming up tomorrow at 5:00 right here on If You Don't Like That. We got the post-game show coming up in a little more than an hour. We'll see. You know, I'm with both. 107 will win this game. I definitely agree with you on that. That's gonna take a hell of an offensive half from Sacramento to get to 107. It's gonna be a heck of a half of basketball if they can get to 107.
Well, guys, while you're doing the post game, I'm going to start preparing for the show tomorrow at 5.
That's good.
I'm going to try to put in about 8-10 hours solid preparation. So
good.
If you tune in, you're going to see you get a lot of wisdom.
Hey, Jerry, if you put your phone under your pillow and you put our post game show, there might be some osmosis. So that might help the show tomorrow.
Well, I've been in such a good mood just from eating at Bennett's the other day with you guys. It's just kind of the highlight of my week.
Yeah, well, I would also say I wish that we could share the stories right now that we were sharing at lunch yesterday, but we can't.
I don't wish that. Some things are better left among friends.
All right. On that note, Jerry, we'll talk to you tomorrow at 5:00.
Can't wait. See you guys.
Hey, Ryan, that was some hour and a half or whatever we spent at Bennett's with our umpire friend Brian Knight, who was behind the plate for the clincher in Game 5 of the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. So it was fun talking some baseball with him, and then the stories with Jerry. That was a very entertaining lunch at Bennett's yesterday.
It was indeed. It was the first time the food was not the star of the show.
Yeah, that is the first time. Absolutely. And then I went to Bennett's in Rockland last night, and I had a great dinner with Brian and Dennis Blazona, who's one of our sponsors from Blazona Development. So I was spoiled yesterday. I not only got to eat at Bennett's once, but twice.
Oh, man. Lucky man. Lucky man.
All right. Hey, buddy, I'll look forward to talking with you in an hour. We'll see if the Kings can make the comeback. And to everyone else, thank you very much. Be back with us in an hour right here on If You Don't Like That.